We have a possibility here in Mystery School to work in ways that go deeper, go further, go faster, are more profound, are newer, that new spiritual technology stuff that if you've heard me talk about the different levels of consciousness, so I know some of you have been in previous mystery schools, I may have mentioned this during the rewilding experience when someone asked me, and I think I'm maybe a pop-up live of the different states of consciousness, different levels of consciousness. One is the archetypal realm. There's lower archetypal realm. And this is just a framework. It's just a way of talking about things. So again, don't like cling to it, but there's lower archetypal realm. That would be like Venus and Mars. I think we can just use those as two examples. That's like Venus and Mars, lower archetypal realm. Very beautiful. And you could see that working with Venus and Mars in a union, in a masculine and feminine embodiment way to open up to the sacred union can be very powerful, right? So I'll just kind of drop those as an archetypal couple. But to me, that isn't going fucking anywhere of where we have the potential to go in this mystery school. It's beautiful work and it's fucking great. And it's very tangible and the mind loves it. Because it's like, yes, like let me bring like the goddess of love and beauty, Venus, into union with the god of war, Mars, you know, like let me bring them together in myself. And there is this like amazing lovemaking that happens. And to me, it's like, meh. That's it. That's it. Why would we waste our time doing that? Why would we waste our time doing that? Now, I'm not saying that we won't go through that doorway in this mystery school to go somewhere higher or deeper or bigger or more profound. We might, because it can be a very good entry point for the psyche. It can be a very good entry point for us to go higher, deeper into the places that we're actually being called to go to in this mystery school. So let me finish on this. So that's like lower archetypal realm. And then you could get into upper archetypal realm. And then you start to get into, who would I say would be here? Upper archetypal realm, they just hold a little more juice, right? There's like a little more juice that's held in the upper archetypal realm. I'm trying to think of I'm thinking of who can I... Okay, let's do Chiron and Cheroklo in the upper archetypal realm. So Chiron can be considered wounded healer, shaman, right? Shaman, that's the masculine aspect, right? Very shamanic, wounded healer, very powerful place to work. Upper archetypal realm, because there's more held here. There's more complexity here. There are more gifts to be had here. There's more to unfold and there's more to awaken here in an upper archetypal realm. And so Chiron would be the masculine half and Cheroklo would be the feminine half of that archetypal couple. And so because they're more complex and because they, like Venus and Mars, to get our daily waking consciousness to that, it's like a little step. Going to Chiron and Cheroklo, it's like taking 2 steps. Like it takes a little bit more to get to upper archetypal realm and all that's held in the upper archetypal realm. Now, if we go above that space, this is where we're going to start to tap it. Like this is where mystery school starts. This is probably going to be our primary... I can't even say that. Like, let me scratch that. I have no idea. Let's just be totally real about this. I don't know where we're going, but I know that we're going way beyond the archetypes. That's all I know. But so if we're up in this realm, we start now to get into the essences. By the way, I'll share this resource with you. This framework, these states of consciousness framework, comes from Gail Clayton. It was a long, long time ago. It was the original tradition of meditation that I was trained in. So that's like way back when I was still doing all kinds of like certificates and trainings. That was my meditation teacher training. It was, and I believe the book is called Transformative Meditation by Gail Clayton. And so just in case this like resonates with you, again, we'll put all of these resources into the members area. And so you go up above upper archetypal realm and you start to get into the essences. So now the essences, it starts to get more nebulous, right? It starts to get like, ooh, I don't know, that the mind can go less and less and less and less and less to these places. They become more and more and more esoteric. They become higher and higher and higher states of consciousness where even talking about them is near to impossible. But up here, you could consider Christ energy to be held in the essences. That's just an example that can be held up here in the essences. Now, my sense is we're going to explore much more around what else is in the essences and what's beyond the essences. So that's not the part that just came to me this morning. That's just a framework to kind of talk a little bit about the archetypes of the masculine and the feminine, the archetypes of sacred union, the archetypes that we'll possibly work with in this mystery school. Here's what hit me this morning. And I'm going to share this to the best of my ability in this upcoming astrology video. This eclipse, I was wondering, like, why was the rewilding experience so outside of archetypes? So, and I know people were like, well, what archetype would that be? Like, where have we been working? Like, we're working in the ground of being. We're working in the infinite all of nothingness and the infinite all of everything. Right? That's the layer above the essences. So we're in essences, and then you go above the essences, and it's what Gail will call in her book the void. But to me, not only is the void where she, I think, didn't explore a whole lot of things. She took a very masculine path, right? And so she would only speak that the void is in this state of consciousness. To me, what's in that state of consciousness is the void, the infinite all of nothingness, and the ground of being, the infinite all of everything. That's what's held here in this state. Right? This level of mysteries. And so to me, yeah, sure, we'll do the essence, but we're going here. Like, if that's what came through in our 3-4 day rewilding experience that opened the doors to this mystery school, Jesus, literally Christ, where are we going in 12 weeks together? So this eclipse, I just found this out this morning. This eclipse, and know that we're in eclipse energy. Like, we've been in eclipse energy, working through the experience. We're in eclipse energy. Eclipse energy lasts 6 months from when the eclipses happen. And so know that our whole mystery school will be held in this eclipse energy, which is stunning and beautiful and totally insane to me. Like, this is mind blowing. So this new moon on the 25th of October, it marks a whole new cycle. It marks a whole new cycle. It lands, so when it's a new moon eclipse, it's the sun, it's the moon. They are together. They land on this point called, I can't even think of it right now. But it's a fucking 8. It's an 8. It's an 8. It's an 8. So if y'all have heard me talk about the Great Attractor or the Supergalactic Center or the Super Galactic Great Attractor Center, blah, 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 that most astrologers don't talk about, this point. Oh my God, Jane, do you know what this point is? Can you look on Divine Harmony's website really quick, or whoever is super quick, look up divineharmony.com. I'll share this article in our Facebook group too, and Karen, maybe a link to this article. She's an astrologer, and I just had this hit this morning of like, there's something she's talking about that no one else is talking about, and it's this stinking point. Anyways, I did a meditation on this point. You can't find a whole ton of stuff out there because it's, to me, it's such a high level of consciousness. It's such high potency. But for me, what this point feels like, it's like this something 8 attractor, but I can't think of the first word. Someone will find it. It's her latest post on this new moon eclipse on the 25th. And if you want to just like pop it into the chat, that'd be great. But I then go into meditation around this because to me, there's no resources out there, and I don't want I don't want like words for this. I want to feel like, what is this? And to me, shapely, that's it. Lindsay, you're my hero. The shapely attractor, or the shapely 8 attractor, is what this is called. And it's at 2 degrees Scorpio. This eclipse, which eclipses are extremely spiritual, potent, powerful events. Every tradition that was spiritually following astrological events will tell you eclipses are enormous spiritual events. Enormous. For this eclipse to fall at 2 degrees Scorpio, which is the shapely 8 attractor, it's on the shapely 8 attractor. The shapely 8 attractor is linked to, guess what points? The infinite all of nothing and the ground of being. The infinite all of nothing and the infinite all of everything. The spaces that we worked at in this experience. I didn't know that until this morning. That's why my words are all screwed up and I can't even think of the stinking name of the thing, right? Hopefully I'll remember that for the podcast. It was that moment of like, it's so incredibly perfect. Like, I know it's always so incredibly perfect, but rarely do I get such tangible physical world things of like the divine orchestration of everything right here on a silver platter. This is it. Go. Do it. And so to me, that's the conversation around archetypes. We will be walking into archetypes, but I knew we were going to be going further than archetypes in this mystery school, way further. I knew that, felt it, watched it happen as we did the 4-day rewilding experience. Can feel that that's where the potential is at for this mystery school. Can feel that's where the potential of the union is at. It's from those high of heights and those deep of depths. Not just like Mars and Venus. Oh, bring those two together. There's some juice between the poles, but they're like here. There's only this much, juice between them. And then you start to go a little bit further. Now there's this much juice between two, right? So let's say here's the juice and the creative potential. Let's call it creative potential, or let's call it human potential. The amount of mysteries that resides between the two is directly linked to the amount of space between the two. Does that make sense? This is just one way of talking about this. And so if we're in lower archetypal realms, there's only this much space because they're only this far apart from each other, right? And then we start to go into upper archetypal realms. Well, now there's this much space, right? I was saying like Chiron is more complex. There's more available there. Okay, now we go into the essences. And the reason I'm using kind of this space is it's the masculine meeting the feminine, right? So when the masculine's here and the feminine's here, little tiny bit. The masculine's here, the feminine's here. Ooh, okay, now we got some stuff to play with, right? And then we go up again, we go to the essences. Oh, wow, there's a lot to play with here. There's a lot of mystery held here. There's a lot of potential here, right? And now we go into the void and the infinite all of nothingness and the infinite all of everything. That's enormous. And that, to me, is our playground of this mystery school. That, to me, is where we get to play. That, to me, is where words fail me. Words fail me. I don't want to let you all go. I want to just stay in circle. I want everyone to fly here to California and we can all just be together and we can just do this for months and 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 months. I have so much love for you all. Please know that, I know some of us hear the word love and you're just like, yada, yada, yada. But really and truly, it is a very, very deep, heartfelt love. I have so much dedication to this space, so much dedication to that soul growth, that potential that we're going to uncover. I'll be in California soon. Yes! Just really, it is a deep, deep, deep honor. And I have an extreme amount of excitement for what we're going to uncover together. I'll close our space just by saying, really, really honor what you've stepped into, really feel into how you can support yourself, and really come from deep, wise self, not little, scared self. Deep, wise self. deep, wise soul self. Yeah, and we'll share all those resources. I'll get that astrology video out, which will be another good resource to feel into. And we'll get details for November's call and December's call. Those of you doing one-on-ones, that'll come out too. You'll get emails on that. So just know we're on top of everything. And just loving you all and holding a big, beautiful space, even now. All right, on the count of 3. Let's unmute ourselves and just love each other out of here. So you just make sounds and love and whatever on the count of 3. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Love you. Thank you. Love you all.